The process of deployment in the network can be divided into 3 steps. The first step is adding the computers to the ESMC structure. This, of course, is necessary only for remote agent deployment from ESMC Web Console. The second step is deploying EM agents to client computers. EM agent is a necessary component for communication between ESMC server and the client computer. The third step is the installation of endpoint software in order to have the client computers not only managed but also protected. The most convenient way of adding groups and computers to ESMC structure is the static group synchronization. It is a server task that searches your network for computers and puts the computers into static groups in ESMC Web Console. You can manually add computers that are not found or added automatically by submitting IP address or hostname. You can add them one by one in Web Console or import multiple from CSV file. The third option of adding computers to ESMC is importing groups and computers from the file. This allows you to import complete structure of computers and groups and their subgroups. The last option of adding computers into ESMC is utilizing the component called RD sensor. RD sensor is by default a passive listener of network communication that reports to ESMC server all the communicating devices in network. The static group synchronization task will search your network for computers and put them into static groups. User can set up various synchronization modes. Searching Active Directory, Open Directory and LDAP. Enter the DNS name or IP address of the directory server. If this field is left blank, ESMC will automatically search for the DC server. This of course only applies to ESMC server running on Windows within a domain. Workgroups, if not specified, all visible computers will be synchronized. It is also possible to synchronize virtual machines running on VMware vCenter server. Static group synchronization task mirrors the structure of groups and computers to static groups and computers in ESMC Web Console. By default, synchronization task is executed at ESMC server start. To track changes in computer structure, it is useful to create a scheduled task and let it run regularly. You can also manually add computers that are not found or added automatically. You can submit their IP address or hostname. A reverse DNS lookup is performed when submitting IP addresses. Only client name is required, the description is not necessary. You can also import multiple computers at once from the CSV file. Adding multiple computers can take a longer time as reverse DNS lookup can be performed for each of them. In the process of CSV parsing, you can select the delimiter, for example semicolon, comma, space or another character, which separates the text strings. Data preview shows the contents of your CSV file, which can help you identify the type of delimiter that was used. Each row represents one computer. The header in the CSV file is only optional. Once the CSV file has been uploaded and parsed, you can map each desired column in the imported CSV file to an ESMC column. In the table preview, you can make sure that the column mapping is set correctly and the import operation will work the way you wanted it. The third option of adding computers to ESMC is importing groups and computers from the file. The imported file must have the specified format, which you can see on this slide. This allows you to import complete structure of computers, groups and their subgroups, and it is especially useful when using security groups instead of organization units or when you're using another structure. The last option of adding computers into ESMC is utilizing component RD sensor. RD sensor is by default a passive listener of network communication that uses WinPCAP technology. It reports to ESMC server all communicating devices found in the network. Report contains MAC address, IP address, network adapter, possibly the host name and operating system. Default passive detection can be changed to active detection by policy from ESMC. Then RD sensor is able to actively scan network. Blacklisting and whitelisting can be applied to exclude network components, switches, routers, printers from the report. The next step is EM agent deployment. Agent installation is a necessary procedure to make the client computer managed in ESMC. In general, you can deploy the agent locally or remotely. Agent component is called Asset Management Agent or EM agent for short. The name has changed, but the function remains the same. It covers all communication between ESMC server and client computer. It is highly modular and lightweight. It is able to interact with variety of asset business products and various operating systems. It is autonomous and strong. EM agent locally, on the client computer, evaluates groups, executes tasks and applies policies. EM agent uses new, improved communication protocol. The communication protocol is based on gRPC. It is an open-source remote procedure call. This communication protocol doesn't support authentication. ERA 6 server and proxy are not able to read this new protocol. ESMC server is able to communicate with ERA 6 agent, but not the other way round. ERA server is not capable to read communication from EM agent due to the new communication protocol. Accordingly, ERA proxy is not capable to forward communication from EM agents. In ESMC, HTTP proxy serves for communication forwarding. There are several options of local and remote agent deployment. This screen shows the selection of deployment method in ESMC Web Console. Regardless of used agent deployment method, EM agent requires correct configuration to communicate with ESMC server. Following are the mandatory and optional configuration items for EM agent. They include a server hostname or IP address, agent port, agent certificate, certificate password, certification authority public key and certification authority password. You can execute EM agent installation on the local machine using the corresponding agent MSI file. Obviously, admin credentials are required to execute the installation. In the installation wizard you have two options. During offline installation process you must provide agent certificate and certification authority. Therefore, first you must export the certificate and certification authority from the ESMC web console and then deliver them to the machine where the agent installation takes place. Server-assisted installation is more convenient. This method allows the installation wizard to connect to web console and to automatically download the correct certificate from the ESMC server. Agent Live Installer is a script generated from the ESMC web console. It is available for all operating systems. The script contains following configuration data: ESMC server hostname and agent port on server, agent certificate and certification authority, path to agent MSI file, by default to asset repository, agent policy, HTTP proxy settings and parent static group. This slide shows part of the Agent Live installer with all configuration items. The third option of local installation of EM agent is All-in-One installer. All-in-One installer is a package of EM agent and asset product and optionally a license. It is also possible to add policies for agent and product into the package.